People will be dying from lack of food, and the Dajjal will come and he will have billions of dollars and money and wealth and women and everything. And so people will start leaving the religion and going and saying the Dajjal is a god. Yes or no? Tremendous fitna, yes? Well, listen to this hadith in Bukhari that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. He said, "Uhiya ilayya," it has just been revealed to me now, "Annakum tuftanuna fi quburikum," that you will be tested in your graves. Mithl aw qaribun min fitnat al-Masih al-Dajjal. Like, example, or similar to the fitna of the test of the Masih al-Dajjal, of the Dajjal. Wallahi, whether we live for the time of the Dajjal or not, we will have a test of the Dajjal that, subhanAllah, that we cannot escape from. So the grave will be a tremendous test for us. It will be a test, the test of the Masih al-Dajjal, of the fitna of the Dajjal. My friends, compare your bed in your grave to your bed in your first day that you got married, in the night of your marriage. And in this time, in a couple of weeks back, I had the privilege of being in London when I was doing a filming for Islam Channel for this series. I was doing a series in the graveyards of the Muslims, and I was in the only Muslim graveyard in Europe. It's completely Muslim graveyard only, and it's called the Gardens of Peace. And in that graveyard, I went there, mashallah, it was a very beautiful place, and I had the privilege of actually going into one of the graves. It was a freshly cut grave, and it was still wet, and I went into it, and I was filming from there, and I was giving this talk from that grave. And wallahi, it was an amazing feeling. I could hear all the bustles and sounds outside, but as soon as I went into the grave, I could hear nothing. And I said, you know what, let this be a reminder for me. So I asked people, say, can you please cover the grave up? Even though, obviously, I was inside, I said, I just want to see how it feels. So please put the covering on top of the grave. So they put the covering on top of the grave. Wallahi, I had the most amazing experience. And I urge you to go to the graveyard so that you can remind yourself of the hereafter. You're building a house that is 2 stories. Wallahi, the grave is not even 2 meters. You're building a house that has 7 rooms. By Allah, the grave has only one small place that's hardly barely big enough for you to lie down. And you're building a bed that is so beautiful. You buy your furniture that is so expensive, Italian furniture. But by Allah, the bed of the earth is, wallahi, it is wet. It is murky, it is eerie, and it is completely black, pitch black. Completely pitch black. And this is your abode for Allah knows how long. Look at the people who passed away before us. 1,000 years they're in their graves. Thousands of years they're still in their graves. Pass by them and think about it. Sometimes I used to pass by and say, subhanAllah, this man, he passed away in the year 1800 something. I say, subhanAllah, 2 centuries already, he's been in that grave. And he built a house in this world to live here for 30, 40 years, and in that grave he's in such a situation. My friends, truly, the grave is the first manabir al-akhirah, is the first status of the hereafter. It is for this reason why Uthman radiallahu anhu used to cry when he used to think about the grave, and they used to say, why are you crying? Because truly, qabr is the first status, the first dwelling place from the placing of the hereafter. If your place in the qabr is good, then wallahi, what comes after that will be good. And if your place in the qabr is bad, what comes after it will be bad. Why? Because in the qabr you will have an evil man with you, or you'll have a good man with you. An evil man, a man all in black, is an authentic hadith in Bukhari, he is your evil deeds. Or a man completely in white, who will be your companion in your grave, and that is your good deeds. You will also have a window in your grave that is towards your feet. And the window will be either a window from Jahannam or a window from Jannah. And so you'll be able to smell Jannah and be able to see the gardens that Allah has put for you in Jannah, or you'll be able to see the Jahannam and what is awaiting you in your grave. Also, as a hadith mentioned, that the evil deeds will come in the form of scorpions and snakes. As in the hadith in Ibn Hibban. They mentioned that the evil deeds will come in the form of scorpions and snakes and keep on biting the person throughout until the Day of Judgment. Also we find in the hadith of Rasulullah punishments which are amazing. And I'm going to quote to you a hadith which perhaps you might have heard of, but you might never have thought that this was about the grave. Once Rasulullah he was asleep, and this is an authentic hadith in Bukhari. He was asleep, and he said, "Ja'ani Jibril wa Mikail fi manami." Jibril alayhi salatu wasalam and Mikail alayhi salatu wasalam came to me in my dream, and he said, "Intaliq." So let's move. Come with us. We're going to take you somewhere. So the first thing that they took him to was a man who was on the ground. And an angel had put his feet on the neck of the man and pinned him down like this. And then he had a big machete, and he had a big fork, and with that he was ripping the side of his face until the whole face would come apart and blood would flow. And then he would start with the other side, and once he started with the other side, that face was being formed again. And the person was trying to get away, and the angel was pinning him down. So Rasulullah said, Ya Salam, Ya Allah, have mercy, who is this person? So the companions said, so the companions of Rasulullah, meaning the angel, said, move on. Then they went to the next person. Who was the next person? He was in an ocean of blood. And he was drinking the blood, and he was vomiting, and he was drowning in his own thing. And every time he tried to get out of it, an angel would throw a big boulder, and he would push him all the way to the middle of the ocean. So he could never get out. Who is this person? Move on. This next person they came to was a man who was on the ground. And he was lying down on the ground, and an angel was taking a mountain, a boulder the size of a mountain, and then crushing his head with it. Crushing his head with it. And Rasulullah said, Ya Salam, who is this person? Allah have mercy, who is this person? Move on. Then they came to another people who were in a big furnace, a big ditch in the ground, a big furnace, and they were naked in it, and fire was coming out from the bottom and burning them, and they were trying to get out, and they couldn't get out. And as soon as they tried to get out, angels from the top would hit them, and they would go down. Who are these people? Allah have mercy. And then now Jibreel alayhi salam and Mikael alayhi salam, they told Rasulullah who they were. The first person who their faces were being torn was a person who used to speak ghiba. How easy is it to speak ghiba? How easy is it to make ghiba? Let me tell you how easy it is to make ghiba. If you were to say about somebody, Ya haram, he doesn't have much money, that's ghiba. Do you understand that? Ya haram, don't we say that? Sometimes out of pity even. But we don't realize that we're actually making ghiba, because it might be the person doesn't want that to be known. Ya haram, he's going through so much difficulty with his family. Oh, so-and-so is so, I feel so bad for him. Something like that, something even you intended good, it may actually be ghiba. It is for this reason why once a woman came into the hut of Aisha radiallahu anha, and then she was going out, so Rasulullah said, who came? At that point, Aisha didn't tell her name, she just said like this, meaning she's short. The short one came. And at that point, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Ya Aisha, laqad kulti kalima. Wallahi Aisha, you have said a statement, even though she didn't say anything, but with the indication and the pointing with the hands, it was a statement that she made. لَقَدْ قُلْتِ كَلِمَةً, you've said a statement, لَا مُزِّجَ فِي مَاءِ الْبَحْرِ, if it was to be mixed with the oceans of the world, it would have لَأَفْسَدَتْهَا, it would have destroyed it. Ya salam, imagine this. This is ghiba. That is worse in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than stealing. It's a worse crime in the sight of Allah than stealing. Also have a look. How easy is it to make ghiba? Wallahi, it's so easy, my friends, that we fall into it almost every day. So please do your level best. Other people's affairs are not your issues. Wallahi alaykum anfusakum. It is upon you to look after yourself. لا يضركم من ضل إذا اهتديتم. It does not harm you as